Hi everybody, today we're going to do a little Google Slides tutorial. So the easiest way to open up a new Google Slide presentation is click on New, go to Google Slides, and when you click on the arrow you're going to notice there are templates already made for you, which are really nice. So really, pretty much anytime you're going to want to do this, go ahead and choose a template. It's going to make it a little bit easier for you. And we'll just go ahead, we'll scroll down, we'll select your big idea. Wait for that to come up. And now we have our template for your big idea. The next item we want to look at is if we're interested in changing our background, for instance. So you'll notice when I go ahead, I click on the slide, I go to background, I can select if I want to change the color of the background. Let's go ahead and say I want to make it bright yellow. Now you're going to notice it just simply changed one slide. So if I hit add to theme, you'll notice it will do it for all of the slides at once. So that's up to you how you want to do that. If you want to choose an image, you can go ahead and do that by URL. You can search and upload. You can just do a simple Google search right here. That's up to you how you want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit Command Z or Control Z if you're on a PC, and I'm going to undo my changes because that just looks terrible. Now you're going to notice what's nice about these pre-made templates is they're going to come out and they're going to contrast text for you. So if it's a dark background, you'll have light text. Again, you can see different examples of that contrast: light background, darker text. Themes, you'll notice when we click this up, it has its own theme, but what's pretty nice is if you go through here and you scroll and you want to change the theme of it, but you really like the template, you go ahead and we'll just select this one. You'll notice it actually keeps the theme for you, but it adjusts it keeps the template for you, but adjusts it according to the specific theme that you have, which is really pretty nice. I'll go ahead and hit Command Z, Control Z, and go back again. So again, just more little options for you, things that really can spice up and make it certainly easier for you on your PowerPoint presentation or Google Slides presentation in this instance. One last thing I wanted to show you here were transitions. So insert animation. This will do if you want to just do specific text. So for instance, we'll do a fade in. You'll notice it will do that for you. Hit spacebar and here it comes in. If you want to simply insert, go back here, change transition, you can go ahead and if you want to put in some sort of fade, you can go ahead and do that. And that kind of gives you an idea of what that looks like. Again, that's up to you. If you don't want it, you just simply go ahead and click on it and you can X out of that for you, no problem. Now we're going to look at adding content into the slides presentation. So we go up here, we look at the slides. If we left click on the down arrow, you'll see the different templates or template slides that are available for you. Go ahead, we'll just select to column. And again, just say you want to talk about Ashland University, Ashland College of Ed. Hey, there you go. That's what everybody wants to talk about. So you go in here and you talk about maybe you have faculty, and here you have student life, for instance. Now you're going to notice up here on the taskbar, many of these are very similar. You're going to be pretty familiar with a lot of them from Microsoft and PowerPoint and things of that nature. You can see if you want to insert a text box. So if I were to go here and select a blank slide and I want to insert a text box, I can go ahead and do that. If I want to insert here, you can see this is inserting of an image, upload from the computer, search from the web. There's multiple ways in which you can access. So by URL, if you find one online that you like, you can paste the URL in here. Google Drive, that'll go right into your drive. For instance, I can search the web, Ashland University, and I'll drop in this image here. And now you'll notice once we have this image, we can move it around. We can do whatever we would like with it, center it. Up here, we can give it a border. So if I want to give it a bright red border, and we're going to make a big fat 4-point. That's up to you, however it is that you want to do that. Now you can also go here, you can insert videos. So if I am on YouTube and I want to look up again Ashland University, it will do a nice Google search for me right on YouTube and it'll drop the video in. Again, like an image, you can give it a border if you would like. That is up to you. Another way you can do it, if you noticed, if you go to insert video, by URL. You can just drop a URL of a video directly in here, and it'll put it, just basically embed it into your slides presentation, and you're good to go. So students can watch that, or you can watch that, or make it part of your presentation, for instance, that when you're standing up in front of the class. Again, you can see basic shapes, lines, different types of lines that you can put in there. That's up to you. I'll let you go ahead and play with that. Another thing I wanted to show you real quick was, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to insert an image, search the web. We'll leave this one up here from Ashland. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get rid of this here, this text box and all this stuff. Go ahead, play layout, change it to blank, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Now, what you're going to notice here, I want to add, for instance, a drop shadow to this image. Go ahead and make this image a little bit bigger, center it up, and there we go. And I'm going to go format options. You'll notice there's different items you can put in here. You can do adjustments, recoloring, things of that nature. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in a drop shadow. I'm going to drop the transparency down, drop the angle up, drop the distance up, and maybe drop the distance down a little bit. You can see how you can manipulate the angle, etc., etc. Transparency, maybe you don't want it to be quite as transparent. That's up to you. All right. Again, reflection, same type of thing. You can drop in a reflection, drop it. Again, go ahead, play with that. That's up to you if you would like to do that. I'm going to go ahead and delete this slide here, and we will move on to the next topic. The last item to go over here is how to share this presentation, so that way you can have your students share it, or maybe you want to share with them, but you don't want them to be able to edit it. There's a million different things you can do right here that really make Google Slides a really, really valuable tool for you in the classroom. So we're going to go up here, we're going to select share. Now, normally when they come up, it's going to come up as anyone on the internet can find and view. So go ahead and fix that there. This is normally what you're going to see come up. Now you noticed here at Ashland we have different options. So anyone at Ashland with the link can edit, comment, or view. Now it's very important when you create a slides presentation, really anything in Google, all right, is if you want anybody on the internet to be able to see it, then you have to make sure you select anyone on the internet, because what will happen is if you select one of these three options, unless that person is signed into their AU account, their Gmail account, they will not be able to access the website. Not good. So make sure you have it set as anyone can find and view. Now here, I'm going to change this because I want people to be able to edit. So I'm going to go ahead and hit more. Again, I want to make sure my option for on public on the web, so anybody on the internet can see this. No sign in required. I'm going to change this to a can edit. This will allow students to go in real time and be able to edit the file, which is really pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to go and I'm going to open up an incognito tab, kind of give you an idea. So now I'm going to paste this URL into my incognito tab, and you're going to notice, even though I am not signed in, I can go right in and make changes. Selling your idea to the president, for instance. And it didn't come up to, right? Now when I go back to my presentation on my desktop, you're going to notice a little icon pops up because the person was anonymous. If you have a student that is signed in, their avatar will appear right here. And you'll notice a little box also pops up on that slide. So when I go in, I can see exactly what that person has been doing on the slide. If I or another student, for instance, want to make a comment, we simply right click, or you can hit the plus button, and that'll give you comment there. Or as I mentioned, right click, comment, and too long of a title, for instance. Comment. All right. I'm going to go back to my incognito tab, and notice if I go to a different slide, for instance, I have something that's coming and popping up on this slide here. I click on that slide, and now all of a sudden I have a comment right here, which is pretty cool. So again, just your comments, you can go ahead, you can delete those, you can do whatever you would like with them. Back here to the regular screen, the regular monitor. As you can see, I have this comment here. I can go in and I can simply delete the comment and it is gone. Pretty cool. All right, now the next option you want to do is, again, how are you going to share this with your students? Another nice option is Google gives you the opportunity to publish your website to the internet. Fantastic idea, especially if you're creating something that you don't want people to be editing. It's a class presentation, for instance. You go to File, Publish to the Web. And the link, if you want to auto advance your slides, what you do is you would select time, and then you would click these boxes here to start the slideshow as soon as the player loads. Or if you want to just run on a loop, you would select this option here to restart the show after the last slideshow. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take those off. That's not important to me. You can see the different options that come up here under publish content. You can require viewers to sign in. I wouldn't recommend it, but that's up to you. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit publish. You're going to notice I do not have it on auto advance. I'm going to hit OK. Copy this link. Now you're going to notice the difference. So instead of being able to see the presentation like this, because it is now published to the web, I'll even go back to that incognito tab. Paste in our URL. And now notice it's a published website, essentially, right? Pretty cool. So it's a little bit different from this option. Now, instead, if you don't want that to happen, you can just give them the published version. If you choose to embed the video, you can also do that right here. That's up to you. You just copy and paste that and put that into the appropriate location on your web page. So this has been a kind of a crash course on how to use Google Slides. Hopefully you find this useful and gives you some ideas as to what you want to do and how you want to use this software in your classroom.